Welcome back, Focus Learners. Today, we're diving straight into an explainer on some truly fascinating source material, all about Kling AI. We're going to break down exactly how this browser-based movie studio works and, more importantly, how literally anyone can use it to spin up high-quality video without touching a camera or hiring a single actor. It's wild stuff, so let's unpack this together.
All right, here's the game plan for today. We'll start with a quick tour of your new AI movie studio, break down the exact formula for video prompts, and check out how to animate static images. Then we'll dive into audio and lip syncing, how to edit and extend those clips, and wrap it all up with some real-world use cases straight from the documentation.
Okay, part 1. Meet your AI movie studio. Imagine stepping into the cockpit of an airplane where every single control you need is just sitting right in front of you. When you first log into Kling AI, it feels a lot like that. And you're going to immediately notice this magic number, 66. Every single day, Kling hands you 66 free credits. They just reset at midnight. Why does that matter? Well, because 66 credits is the absolute perfect amount to mess around and make 1 or 2 short test clips daily completely for free. No credit card required. So how far do those credits actually go? Let's break down the economy here. A standard 5-second video costs you about 35 credits. Pretty good, right? But if you want to bump that up to a 5-second professional 1080p video, that cost jumps to around 100 credits. So the massive takeaway from the manual here is simple. Always run your initial tests in standard mode. Honestly, do not burn through those valuable credits until you know for sure your setup is perfect.
Moving right along to section 2, mastering the video prompt formula.
Look, a great prompt literally equals a great output. It's that simple. To stop getting unpredictable weirdness from the AI, the documentation lays out this foolproof 4-part formula. First up, the subject. Exactly who or what are we looking at? Second, the action. And you want to use precise verbs here. Third is the setting. Where is all this happening? And finally, the style. This is where you get to play director. Ask for cinematic lighting, 4K resolution, or throw in a specific camera move like a Steadicam or a slow zoom. To really put this into perspective, let's compare a weak prompt to a strong one. If you just type a heart, the AI is essentially flipping a coin between giving you a cute cartoon Valentine or a medical diagram. It's a total guess. But check out this strong prompt. Anatomically accurate human heart, beating rhythmically, visible blood vessels, dark background, 4K slow motion. Boom. You hit the subject, action, setting, and style. You are guaranteed a highly detailed, accurate visual.
But knowing what to ask for is only half the battle. You've also got to know what not to ask for. Right below your main text box is the negative prompt section. This is absolutely crucial. The manual strongly suggests you always toss in terms like blurry, low quality, distorted faces, text overlays, and, my personal favorite, the classic AI nightmare, extra fingers. Building this simple habit acts like a protective shield for your output quality. All right, section 3. Animating static images. This is basically pure magic. This is where the platform goes from cool to totally mind-blowing. Think about taking a static medical photo or diagram and just, boop, bringing it to life. Kling uses a tool called the motion brush. You are literally painting motion onto your image. Say you've got a photo of a student. You just paint a colored layer over their hand, drop in a directional arrow, and in the final generation, only the hand waves. The rest of the background stays perfectly frozen. The workflow is surprisingly simple. You upload your image, pick a motion layer color, paint over your target area, and set the arrow direction and speed. Done. But, and this is a massive warning from the documentation, your text prompt and your brush direction absolutely must agree. Like, if you paint an arrow telling the AI that blood is flowing downward, but your text prompt says blood flowing upward, the AI is going to get terribly confused and the result will be a mess. Okay, section 4, audio and lip sync. Time to give these characters a voice. Thanks to the Kling 2.6 update, you can now generate your video and your sound at the exact same time, and the speed is incredible. At 0 seconds, you upload a face photo. By the 30-second mark, you type in your script and pick a professional voice. Then, you just wait 3 to 8 minutes and Kling spits out a flawlessly lip-sync speaking avatar. Just a quick pro tip straight from the docs, though. Keep your script sentences under 30 seconds if you want the absolute best lip-sync accuracy. Now, if you're using Kling to lay down some ambient audio with your video, there's a super specific prompt format you need to know. It goes like this. Write your visual description, hit period, and then write your audio description. So, you'd type, a doctor explaining a chart in a hospital. Period. That's the visual. Then you add, clear professional male narration, quiet clinical background ambience. Just like that, it processes the sights and the sounds in one single shot.
Section 5, Editing and Extending. Let's talk about the polish phase.
So, you've generated some clips, but let's be real, what happens when things go completely sideways? Have you ever had a clip get stuck at 99%? Or worse, you hit play and the faces are literally melting into the background? Yeah, it happens. These are common, incredibly frustrating errors in the AI space. So, how do we troubleshoot them fast without wasting our daily credits? Well, the manual lays out some golden rules for quick fixes. Generation stuck? Just refresh the page or step away for 5 minutes. Getting those melting faces? You need to lean way harder on those negative prompts we talked about. Is the movement too chaotic? Just lower your motion brush speed. And if literally everything else fails, you hit the emergency cheat code. Completely delete your complex prompt, start completely fresh with just 10 simple words, find what actually works, and slowly add the complexity back in. Now, once your initial 5-second clip is flawless, it's time to use the video extension feature. Honestly, think of this exactly like adding chapters to a book. You start with your base clip, then you click the Extend button. You can even update the text prompt to tell the AI what happens next. Click Generate, and it seamlessly stitches another 5 seconds right onto the end. You can keep doing this to build out a continuous story up to 3 minutes long.
Finally, Section 6, Real-World Use Cases. Let's anchor all of this in reality. So, what does this all mean for us? Looking at the teaching applications sourced from the manual, educators can run wild with this. For physiology, you could take a static textbook screenshot of the Bohr effect, animate it, and embed it directly into your PowerPoint. Teaching clinical skills? Generate step-by-step, perfectly lit hand-washing demos. Or, if you're a content creator, just use it to build totally custom, broadcast-quality animated intros for your YouTube channel. And if you want to push this technology to its absolute limit, the docs outline an ultimate creator workflow that is just brilliant. First, you generate all your cinematic B-roll scenes in Kling. Next, animate your diagrams using that motion brush. Then you jump over to a tool like HeyGen to record a perfectly synced presenter avatar. Bring all those pieces into a basic video editor, and boom, you're suddenly producing high-end educational content entirely from a web browser.
We've covered a lot of ground today. From the dashboard and prompt formulas to animation tricks and real-world workflows mapped out in the source material. It is genuinely amazing to see how accessible pro-level video creation has become. I'm going to leave you with this final, incredibly true thought from the manual. Every great video begins with one prompt. So, what will you type first? Thanks for exploring this with me today, Focus Learners. Catch you on the next one.